is SB16. Let's take a look at number 4. The price of a certain brand of cereal at the grocery store is 258 thousandths per ounce of a cent per ounce. For numbers 4a through 4c, select yes or no to indicate whether each statement is correct. Okay, so round the nearest whole number, rounded to the nearest whole number, the price is $1 per ounce. Okay, I'm going to take my number right here, 0.258, rounded to the nearest whole number. This isn't the only whole number. This is 0. So the 2 is going to be in charge of telling the 0 what to do. And remember 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here, it's going to stay. Everywhere from here, it bumps up a number, okay? So this 2 is in this stay category. So it tells 0, you stay there. So you're 0. So it doesn't round up to 1. So that's a no. Rounded to the nearest 10th. So now I'm going to take the same number again. And I'm going to underline the 10th place. And I'm going to look to the number to the right, because that's the boss of the 2, and it tells the 2 what to do. The 5 is in the bump up category, so it tells 2 you got to bump up a number. So 2 bumped up a number would be 3, so it'd be 0.3 because everything else becomes zeros, right? And is that 0.3, 0.3? Yep, that's right. Now rounded to the nearest hundredth, so I'm going to write my number again. I'm going to underline, it says hundredth, so I'm going to underline hundredths place. And the number to the right is the boss. 8 will tell 5 what to do. 8 is in this bump it up category, so it's going to tell 5, go up. So it's going to go up. Everything stays the same, but this 5 bumps up to a 6, and then all these other numbers become a 0. So it says it rounds to 0.26, 0.26. Yep, that's correct. Let's take a look at number 5. For numbers 5a through 5c, select yes or no to indicate whether each statement is true. 1 and 682 thousandths inches rounded to the nearest whole number is 1. All right, let me underline the whole number. That's a whole number. So again, the number to the right tells the 1 what to do. And I look up here and I see 6 is in the, 6 is in the bump up category. So I'm going to take this 1 and bump it up. It gets bumped to a 2 and everything else becomes a 0. Does it round to 1? No, it rounds to 2. So that's incorrect. Now it's telling me to round to the nearest 10th. So I'm going to underline the place that it tells me, 10th. And then draw an arrow to the boss of this number. 8 tells 6 what to do. 8 is in the bump it up category, so it tells 6, bump it up. So it's going to be 1.7, and everything else becomes a 0. So it says it rounds to 1.6. That's incorrect. It rounds to 1.7. So that's also a no. The last one says the nearest hundredth. So I'm going to underline the hundredths place and draw an arrow to the boss. The 2 tells the 8 what to do. And if you remember, the 2 is over here in the stay the same category. So it tells 8 you got to stay the same. So it's 1.68. Everything else becomes a 0. 1.68, 1.68. Yes, that one's correct. Let's take a look at number 6. Trudy is going to London next summer. Each week, she records the value of 1 British pound in US dollars. The table shows the data she has recorded so far. And if you listened to those other videos, currency, money fluctuates, it changes, which is why the value of the British pound in US dollars is changing. It's going up or down. The question asks, for which 2 weeks was the value of 1 British pound the same? So it would have to be the same when rounded to the nearest hundredth. So I'm going to round all of these to the nearest hundredth and see which one is the same, because right now none of these numbers are the same. Okay, hundredth. So I underline this hundredth place. It's a 9, and I go to the right. The 8 tells the 9 what to do. Let's write this down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Right here, the 4, this is going to stay. These numbers, all these numbers, it tells the other number to stay. And these numbers tell the underlined number to bump up, go up a number, okay? So this 8 is over here, and it's going to tell 9 to bump up a number. If you bump 9 up to 10, I can't write 1.510 because that's an incorrect number. That's now became smaller. That's not right. So a 10, I'm moving it into this 10th place. So this I would move to a 6, if that makes sense. So this 9 bumps up to a 10, and once you have 10 of something, you move it over to the next place value. So this 5 would become a 6, and this would equal 1 and 6/10. Okay, let's take a look at this one. This is the hundredths place because it told me to round to hundredths. 6 is the boss of 1, and 6 tells 1, bump up. So 1 will bump up to 2. So these numbers all stay the same, and that 1 changes to a 2. Everything else becomes a 0, and you don't have to write those if you don't want to. I will, just so it looks nice. I'll do 2 zeros, just like that. All right, hundredths place, the 3. The 4 is the boss of the 3. 4 tells 3 to stay, so it's going to stay. 1.63, and the rest fill in the zeros. And hundredths place here, the 3 is also going to tell the 2 to stay, so that will equal 1.620. And now it's asking which 2 weeks has the same value. It looks like week 2 and week 4 have the same value. So I will write down week 2 and week 4. And that is it for SB16. If you're logging in just to check out the answers, there's your overview with the answers.